live. If he starts, let me just check something. GM guys.
GM guys, how's everybody doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day. How are we seeing the market? Because it's quite interesting what we're seeing in January. Probably not what we are looking for, but still part of the game, guys. So let us know in the comments what you think about this market, what you're buying, and probably what you're looking at to buy.
Yeah, GM guys. Please feel free to share the link. Briefly, let me just post the link in our channel. Just briefly. Yeah, so what do you think about BTC price action this morning? Yeah, GM, Aji, Ayomide, I think. GM. Yes, personally, what do you think about BTC price this morning?
It's not doing it is not doing what we expected. It's not like it's doing what we don't expect from it, right? So I think it went back to 90K, sorry, 88K, sorry. It's basically what we expect, right? So if we get a crash, a Bitcoin crash, we don't expect it to keep crashing randomly. That's bounces, fluctuating prices. It's just basically what we expect, right? So it's not doing anything unusual. Just that the market is stalling. Market is just stalling. If you told most people that we'll still be seeing Ethereum at 2.9, or we'll go back to start seeing Solana at $123, most persons will not really agree. Yes, most people will not agree with that statement, or we'll start seeing BNB go below, let's say 900 and be around 800 and something. Most people will argue that because everything looked very strong, right? But this is what we're seeing now. This is how it is. So, and if you even go and you check like the top 100, you see that the top 100 coins, it has changed a little bit. Like positions has changed, new tokens have entered into the top 100. And it's beginning to look like this circle, or the crypto we know, is no longer the same. What we get to probably enjoy is like 30%, 40% pumps for most tokens. We are not going to see the whole 4x, 5x, 6x sustainably for like a month or two. The way we know alt season. That's what it's beginning to look like, right? And including me, I would not like to believe so, but that's what it is now. We could see 20% increase, 30%, 40% increase, but we've not seen that thing of in a whole month. We are seeing 4x, 5x, alts pumping crazy, trends, coming and go. We've not really seen that this cycle, and it's beginning to be interesting because this week, if I'm not mistaken, we should be rounding up January. So it will be quite interesting to see how January generally closes. Okay. If it closes maybe above 95K, which will be really exciting for things to come. But for me, we just have to see alts pump crazy. Like alts need to actually pump crazy for me to get excited about the market.
Well, to an extent, I think I would agree with that. Really, I will. But before I give my 2 cents on most of that, let's look at the markets. Let's check what's happening. I'm starting with bubble map. Then before we jump to the charts, we might have 1 or 2 trades today. Then we look at our yesterday trade. Then also maybe we start looking at gold from today to see if there are any opportunities. Yeah. Okay. So let's start with looking at the market. So this last 1 week, We noticed hype. Hype did a good rally yesterday. Very, very good rally. We should look at hype charts too. Did a good rally. I noticed it yesterday evening. I didn't catch the pump because I've been staying away from lots of odds. So I didn't catch that. Plus, I'm still paying attention to the SUI trade. Let's look at the last 24 hours. We have Pump Fun doing good, and we have Hype to doing good. Axie, I still don't know why Axie is running, but I'm still observing. I'm hopeful we see a Pep Dex rally spearheaded by Hype. So you can see Asta has done something similar. So I might look at Apex charts to see if there'll be an opportunity to long. The only issue is if this happens to be a fake out or BTC dumps, then that might mess our trade up. That's like some of the things we look at. If we look at last 1 month, as from late last month till date, since this is the last week of this month, the last 1 month, River has done over 13x. That's very good. Dash went up and it's back down to around $60. Hope you took profit. Axie Infinity over 180%. I didn't see this coming though, so I didn't bother because we've taken our mindset from gaming projects since like 2022, 2023. Render also performed well. Pump overall has performed well. Then if we look at the metals, gold has done almost 10% within the last 30 days. Besides that, most other coins are actually down. Most other coins, they are really, really down. We're still waiting for that huge pump. We haven't seen it yet. And in the last 1 year, Zcash is still up. Profits, although it has dropped, it was up almost 2,000%. Yeah, almost about 1,500%. But right now it has corrected. Gold is up almost 100% from this time last year. Dash almost 100% from this time last year. And maybe XMR, then Hype and Sky. Aside that, most other projects, then OKX chain, their native token is up to almost 100%. Most other projects, if you look at the price action, you zoom out from last year January to date, most of them are down, and it's quite sad. It's very, very bad. This isn't good at all, and we intend to see stocks like this being flipped. No doubt, most of the liquidity is going to the stocks market, gold, silver. They are sucking in so much liquidity, and their valuation just keeps growing more and more and more. So we can't wait till we see that huge rotation. So next, let's go to the charts. Let's go to the chart. So this is the BTC trade we were on yesterday. Trade that I spoke about yesterday. By the way, I've been taken out of this trade based on trailing stop loss. Yet I was taken out of the trade when it pumps to this level, and I set trailing stop loss of about $500 difference. So it's corrected to somewhere here. I think somewhere here, and it took me out of the trade. That's slightly above one-to-one profit. Took me somewhere around. Took me out somewhere around here. Somewhere around here. That's it. Took me out. So around one-to-one profits. That's just what I was able to secure from the trade. So I'm out of this trade. But yeah, I'm still watching it. I'm not going to try to like get in. I'm just on the sideline watching the trade. So let's say look, has BTC done anything different from what we were anticipating? Not necessarily. This little correction has got a resistance here. On the 1 hour chart, there's a resistance here, but hopefully it's able to go above. Hopefully. But right now, I'm just on the sideline observing this BTC trade. So let's look at hype briefly. Let's look at hype. Now you can see this insane run from hype. I haven't bothered trading hype again since the last trade. We can see this insane run, and it presented an amazing entry. The sad thing is I haven't looked at hype in a while. This was an amazing entry that we could have taken, but and what day was this? This was on Sunday. This was on Sunday night. This was an amazing entry for hype that we could have taken. Very, very good entry for hype. So for those persons that might just be wondering, this is not the aim of this live stream though. But for persons, for the benefits of those that are online watching, someone say you can't see my screen. Please confirm. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can actually see your screen.
Okay, maybe you might just have to refresh or leave and join again. I guess so. So for the benefit of those watching, whenever you see hype is obviously on a downtrend, and we can see clearly it broke out here, just so that you can take some of these trades yourself without withdrawing or coming to the live to like point out some of those things. And mind you, this is the 4 hours time frame, which is very good for stocks like this. So once you see a trade like this and it breaks out, this is obviously a high, this is a low, and first it break out. This was the first we saw the first time breakout. This was the first opportunity it gave us to jump into this trade. This was the first opportunity it gave us to jump into this trade on a higher time frame, by the way. First opportunity, I didn't take it because I've not looked at hype chart for a while. First opportunity it gave us, and this is a high here. Like I said, this is not the aim of this live stream, but just for the benefit of those here. This is a high here. If you go to 1 hour time frame, you see it clearly. This is a high, broke this low, created a low. So now it has broken out, about to change character or change direction, whichever you choose to call it. So after a breakout, it comes back to tap into this other block. That's what gave us this entry here, this opportunity. But I didn't see this and I didn't take it, obviously. I didn't see it. I didn't take it. So immediately it came and it broke out. It broke this zone, presented an entry opportunity. Now let's move to this one here that I'm particular about. If I had looked at the chart, it's 50-50. I most likely still wouldn't have taken this particular trade. Most likely I wouldn't have taken it because I would have waited for a clean breakout just to be certain that we're actually going towards the upside. So I most likely still wouldn't have taken this particular one. But see this one, I would have taken this one. So it's the same thing. This just confirms the breakout. So it creates a high and a lower high and it breaks out. So all you just need to wait for is for it to return back. That's all you need to wait for. It's for it to return back. Then you get back in. So most times you don't need to start chasing the price, start longing from here. No. You just need to wait for it to get back and you get back in. Then another thing I know I would have done is I wouldn't have targeted all the way up here. I would have just targeted maybe to like somewhere here. Then I adjust my TP accordingly. So this was an amazing trade. You didn't take it. You missed it. I didn't pay attention to that. Probably because of this now we're forced to look at other alt pairs. Seems like altcoins are about to start moving. So might just look at a few today. Penguin is looking like it's going to go even lower because it's still making lower lows. So it's looking like it's going to shut down lower. Let's just focus on trend. So let's look at Apex. Now Apex is still yet to break out. Apex is yet to break out. You cannot call this a breakout. What happened here? Someone can't see this and call it a breakout. You can't see this and call it a breakout. Why? Because this is the high. This is the low. This is the high that we want to break, basically. That's where we want to break. This is not a valid high because it didn't create any new low. So if someone were to long from here with a stop loss below here, that's a huge risk still. If you were to long from here, let's say because it's returned, you have to long from here, it's a huge risk because nothing says that it's not going to go down lower. You're actually trying to trade against the trend, which most times doesn't play out well. So yeah, for Apex rather, we haven't seen on the 4 hours, we can't see anything making sense. Even on the 1 hour, we still can't. I don't advise going below 2 hours, 1 hour. I don't advise that. So we still can't, so we're going to just wait that out. Let's check maybe a few orders. BNB, I doubt it's empty on BNB. Orderly pumped yesterday. So if you look at BNB now, it's what BNB is showing us, and clearly with what we can see. If we want to trade with the trend, what we should be expecting is BNB gets into this level and we taking a short. That's what we should be expecting, literally. BNB getting to this level, then we're taking a short. But why I'm very skeptical with my shorts is because I'm still maintaining a bias that BTC is going to pump. So because of that, I tend to not want to take any shots in the market. That's why even this trade, I'm not taking it. And also it's on 4 hours time frame, so it's a longer time frame. It was maybe I'm just scalping 30 minutes, I might take it. But this is like a longer time frame. So BTC can still do one of its madness between today and maybe tomorrow or next week. So even this particular trade, I'm not taking it. So just beware. So which order should we look at? ARO is down to a level that usually is interesting to trade. Yeah, usually is interesting to trade because we haven't really seen it go below this level. The only time it went below that level was October, the month that the whole market dumped. That's the only time it went below that level. But since then, we haven't. It's been holding this level really, really well. And usually it's expected that it should bounce from here. Usually, it's expected that it should bounce from here. So you can see how even on the weekly time frame, it so much respects that level. So let's just check on the daily. So there's a trade opportunity here for AR. There's a trade opportunity here for AR. After this, we're going to look at gold, then switch to CoinGecko. So ideally, this is expected to come as high as this level, but let me just keep my usual. So this is like a trade opportunity. This is a trade I'll take for AR, basically. I'm going to take this trade for AR. So SL is at 3.086. Entry is at 3.3 or 3.29, 295, anyone. TP is at 3.76. That's where the TP is at. So this is for AR. So if I'm to explain basically what happened there, you could see from ending of December how we went up and it faced him. We met a major resistance and started coming down. So what just happened if you draw a trend line, there's a trend line liquidity here. And AR just had to go all the way to take everything out. That's just what happened. There's a trend line liquidity here. So it has cleared the entire trend line liquidity. The worst that can happen is maybe it comes down a bit more to this point. But yeah, it has cleaned up the whole trend line liquidity. It's cleared. Which means it's either it goes to make a lower low or it reverses. I'm leaning towards it reversing. But note this is a long-term trade. It is on the daily. That trade analysis was done on a daily chart. See how long it took to go from here, 19th December, to when it broke below 19th January. That's 1 month. So there's a huge chance that this trade can last for 2 weeks, probably. There's a huge chance that it can last for 2 weeks. These are like some things you should factor in. It might still be less than, but there's a huge chance it can last for like 2 weeks. Because if you look at the time frame that the analysis was actually done, so anything is possible basically, but don't expect it to be like a short-term trade. So next, let's switch to gold briefly. Let's just switch to gold. Let me search for the gold here. Okay. Okay, where is it? There's a trade I took on gold while analyzing it. I think it's on this side. Okay, this is it. This is it. So now the funny thing is this trade was done via the 15 minutes chart. It was done via 15 minutes, starting from 4 hours down to 15 minutes or thereabout. But this trade idea was very, very straightforward. Um, Gold actually corrected yesterday to fill this gap here. Basically, it corrected and filled this gap. So immediately it filled the gap. That was where I searched for an entry. I think this trade was via double bottom, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so what I waited for was to see like a clear bounce up. Then I got in afterwards, and my SL was below that gap. Basically, my SL was below the gap. So I'll be taking my time today to check and observe gold, and maybe we can search for other entries. But right now, I'm waiting to see how it reacts from this all-time high that it set. That's what I'm waiting for. Waiting to see how it reacts from there because gold has not done any reasonable correction in a very long time. And I want to believe that once it does that correction, it's going to be huge. Like once it does that correction, what is happening now is FOMO. People are beginning to FOMO into gold, like there's an aggressive FOMO. And either you like it or not, the correction is imminent. It won't be that very like bitsy kind of correction that you now start seeing gold being bearish. No, but might just correct for maybe say a month. Afterwards, it continues because sincerely, this chart is not looking to. It has some drawings. Let me find a clean one. Let me use a clean chart just to show something. So these are like some things you want to pay attention to as an investor, either a trader or investor, whatever, anyone. If you notice something, this year has been this month has been gold best performing month in years. Like this month, January, it has been gold best performing month in years. You can see it here. See how much this month has rallied. And the next best performing month is you can see September. September last year. That's like the next best performing month where gold did like almost 10% run to. And this month it has done a very good amount, over 15%, if I'm not mistaken. That it has done. Now, if you look at this whole chart, there are lots of gaps that need to be filled. I doubt we'll see it coming to fill all of this. No, no, no. I strongly doubt that. You can see how good chart is. Tells you one thing, it's always up. That's the pro trend for gold. It's always going up. Like even 2011, when there was a huge correction, it wasn't that, it didn't last that long, basically. Oh, yeah, yeah, it lasted long. The correction lasted from 2011 till 2016. Yet, and after which, it's been all the way up. So, any way you look at it, gold is going to have its own correction. It's going to have its own correction. Now, I can't tell, I can't say how brutal it will be if it's going to correct all the way down to the range of 2K. I don't know. I can't tell. But what I do know and what I'm expecting is this candle, this month here, this month of January, there has to be like a reasonable correction to balance out what happened in that month. So you can now start building your strategy from there, where you target the correction. Because like yesterday trade, I targeted the correction. I targeted the correction to like get into that trade. So you can now start building your thesis or your strategy on how you want to like capitalize on the correction. A good place where one will be looking to like get in is if gold mistakenly drops to this level. If it mistakenly corrects all the way to this level, this would be like a good zone to like long it all the way back up. So most times you need to have these plans, have these levels that you're expecting, so that once it starts playing out, you can begin to take advantage and milk it to make money. You can begin to do that. Most times, if you're waiting for like this opportunity that presented itself yesterday, you might not get it. You might not if you're waiting for this because it's quite rare for gold to like do those kind of corrections. If you also look, you see there are just few times. Last week did something similar. Week before last, I think it also did something similar. So if you check, maybe it might be towards weekend or next week, it might still do something similar. Assuming we don't get a blow off of the top, assuming we don't get that. So right now I'm still observing for entry points. I'm observing for entry points for gold. And right now I'm paying attention to see how it will react on this level. If it's going to break and go higher. If it breaks this level, then most likely to still get to like 5,200. If gold breaks this level, it will most likely get to 5,200. If it breaks this level, it will get there. But for now, I'm just observing to see what happens. This is the level. If it goes above it, we should see 5,200. But for now, we're just observing to see how it is going to play out, if it's going to go above that level or not. Already we can see like rejections like sell, you can see sell, you can see sell. But at the same time, you can see the force it used to go back up. There's huge buy volume, there's momentum towards this level. So it's just to observe then before we take a decision. So if I get an entry, I would have to post it in the Telegram. So just be on alert, observing the Telegram. Turn your notification on. If I get something there, then I'll post it. All right, guys. So there's also some other assets I'm looking at. I think yesterday I was looking at platinum, but we're not talking about this. Okay, so Space now over to you. Let's switch to CoinGecko. Over to you. Maybe there's some stuff you might look at there. I don't know if you're there.
Yeah, I can hear you clearly. I think you've covered most of it. I think I saw someone's statement or someone's comment talking about if Ori is rocking slowly. Yeah, whenever I look at Ori, I'm just observing because the truth is basically on most of the projects that we have and on current market sentiment, to observe is even way much more better at this point, except if you're trading like, except you're chatting and trading features. But if it's for spot trades, it's way more advisable to maybe go into research, looking at new projects, but not really buying anything, right? For the case of whether Ori, Ujira, Chromia, the prices are shit currently, right? Which could pose a good opportunity if you're someone that you just found those projects and you see their value and then you're buying them. It makes sense. But if you held them for a very long time, as long as we have held them, the best you can do now is to try to understand what is happening with them, right? And kind of cap your investment at this point to see if we start to get some form of traction, then you can reevaluate your decision either to buy more or to start DCAing out of those positions. So for Ori, they are still pushing their quants, they are dropping statistics of quants. I think one of the last tweets they made, they talked about I think some form of error in the Cosmos chain that was affecting, was it Kepler or something like that. So but for me, I'm still keeping an eye on Ori. What's basically happening? I'm not increasing my positions anymore on Ori. Same thing with Fujira. I'm still watching what they are doing. All they are doing is ship, 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 ship. But at the same time, the price actions is not really affected. But then these projects, I'm not increasing positions, even with Chromia, right? Yeah, Chromia is still trying to restructure. They are trying to push robotics and all that good stuff. Yes, it's they're trying to be active basically, but that is not enough good motivation for me to try to increase my positions on Chromia and even some other projects too. It's not particular with our chains of interest, even some other random projects. So so if you have money, for me, I'll just say accumulate your money, right? Your investment money, accumulate it, keep it. Or if you really, really want to put it into something, use it and buy Bitcoin, right? Use it and buy Bitcoin, use it and buy a large cap coin, right? When all starts performing better, you can always switch, right? Bitcoin is safer than any other one. Maybe you can get Bitcoin, you can get Ethereum, or maybe you can get BNB, right? But aside that, just observe the market basically, right?
Yeah. So what do you think about what do you think about Ori, the burning that they did yesterday? What do you think?
I haven't actually gotten to that
Are you there?
information. Yeah, what amount of token did they burn? They burn Ori tokens.
Yeah, they burned 500,000 Ori tokens. What's probably 200 and something $1,000.
Well, I know Ori have spoken
So they
about
did a
burning
burn. Yeah.
since. They've talked about burning. They talked about buyback. I think it's their buyback. It's just I don't like that their quant site annoys me on the low key whenever I try to access that site. But on that quant, they've mentioned that
Yeah, me
some
hear you.
revenue some revenue from the quant will be
Is
used
breaking.
to buy back Ori. So uh, I think that's what they are doing basically. But that should affect the price of Ori. To be honest, it should. If people are showing interest in Ori, it should pump Ori. But I'm not really convinced about the idea of pumping money into Ori because to be honest, this is a very good price for Ori. Even if Ori caps at $10, let's say Ori pumps because earlier last year we saw Ori almost up to $20. Even if Ori caps, I can actually hear you clearly. I
Is it
don't
me or
uh,
your
I don't know.
network is breaking?
Can you hear me? I don't know if anybody in the chats or could actually hear me clearly.
Okay. I think it's better now. Please, we'll soon take questions. Your voice is actually breaking.
Okay, I think you should take over then.
All right, because the network was just breaking. No problem. Okay, so let's just take some questions briefly. So someone said, okay, all right, slowly logging. I remember you saying it several all right, going back to this previous sometimes highly possible. Do you still hold this position? Well, I still hold the position. It's all about the team intention. I believe it's easy for them to get back to their all-time high. I strongly believe so. But the truth of the matter is, if the team they are intentionally trying to sabotage the project, then it will. But does it have what it takes to go back to all-time high? Absolutely. But then again, you can't tell what is happening internally. If the team is gradually cashing out, gradually rogging the project, there's absolutely nothing that can be done about that. So that's why one still needs to to be skeptical. Like those of us that staked a huge volume of ORI, our bags are down like above 95, 98% because there's literally nothing you can do. You even if you saw the price at $2 or 2.5, it's either you accumulate more because even if you want to unstick and maybe sell, it take about 2 weeks. So in that 2 weeks, the worst probably could have happened. You get, or maybe it would have gone back higher and you end up sticking it back or just holding it. So, but caution is the most important thing now. Just apply caution. Wait till you see a proper bounce. So yesterday they bought 500,000, all right, and there's a proposal for them to burn 1 million, but I didn't see any reasonable price impact. Was I surprised? Not really, because overall the market is looking bad for altcoins. Overall, the market is looking bad for alts. That's one. So if the ORI team wants ORI price to pump, buybacks is not what, sorry, burning is not what to pump the price. Even if they burn 2 million ORI, even if they burn 3 million ORI, that is not what to pump the price. What to pump the price is buyback. This is not the time where burning pumps price. Burning only pumps price when the market is bullish, so people will go and buy more. But right now, sentiment overall is down. Even if you burn, people will not go and buy. People will just see it as a damage control. That's what people see it like. They won't go and buy. So I don't know who is advising the team. I don't know, but the best they could have done instead of burning is to buy. Another thing to deal with burning is burning can be very, very tricky. It's also used as a marketing gimmick because the only time where burning makes sense is if you have a particular amount that you're using to buy that project, probably every day or every week. So the team, they're already initiating like a buyback. So they are buying maybe $500 daily or weekly or $1,000, any amount. They are buying it back. Now, what they have bought back within a specific duration, 1 month, 6 months, 1 year, depending, when they now choose to burn that, that is when it makes sense. But you don't just go and burn maybe from a token that you minted for the community or for yourselves or to run operations and you say you've burnt part of that. That does little to nothing, especially when market sentiment isn't so great. So that's why I wasn't really so hyped about the bond. I wasn't at all. So would expect to see something reasonable. If they had said they are buying back Ori with $200,000, you'd have seen the effect. That shows that the team is putting in more money, they are investing, and they are showing commitment. So that is far better than bond. So someone is asking the candle for XAU USD reversed yesterday. Yeah, but that reversal has been covered today. So we're just waiting to see the reaction from the all-time high. Probably by 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock today, we should find out in the next 3 to 4 hours. We should find out how that plays. If it doesn't happen maybe at midnight, we should find out what happens afterwards. If we break above, amazing. If we reject, then it will be a good opportunity for short. But if you're shorting, you should know that that short is a short-term short because gold pro trend is up. You don't want to get stopped out. So you have to also factor that in. All right, guys. So that's all we're taking for today. The only trade we took today. Let me just share it again. The only trade we took today is we're still on the sweet trade, by the way. The only trade we took today is AR. Let me just share it briefly for those that joined late. Just briefly. Okay, I think I need to take out some tokens from this list. So you can see the price of Ori back to 0.41, whereas yesterday morning it was at 0.5. So they really have a lot to do. If you ask me, I even feel the team, they are part of the people selling. Because sincerely, people that I know that are holding Ori, they are not selling anything. They are not selling. So where is the sell pressure coming from to dump the price even lower? That's what makes the whole thing look so suspicious. It's making it look like they are taking advantage of what's happening in the markets now to offload the token. Okay, so this is the AR. Yeah, so this is our only trade for today. This AR trade. That's the only trade for today. All right, guys. So see you guys tomorrow, same time, and have a lovely. Okay, someone dropped something. Okay, we've already spoken about that. Have a lovely day, guys. Bye bye.